Okay, ready?
Ready.
Yay! Thank you! Are you ready to meet the world's most interesting animal entrepreneurs?
I only wanted to do what I love.
My name is Dariani Santana, and this is Wags to Riches. What's up, guys? I'm at Leaps and Bounds, and today I'm meeting with Dr. Cassandra Sanders-Holly. She is the CEO and founder who took her love for horses, helping children with special needs, and physical therapy, and turned it into a thriving business and nonprofit that is currently servicing over 1,100 children with special needs.
I'm Dr. Cassandra Sanders-Holly. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I'm the CEO and founder of Leaps and Bounds Pediatric Therapy, the largest practice in the country to offer therapy utilizing the horse, hippotherapy.
I am so excited to be here and just experience everything that is Leaps and Bounds.
I'm gonna give you the full 360-degree experience here. You're gonna get the patient perspective, and you're also going to help me do a therapy session incorporating hippotherapy.
This is a little embarrassing, but when I heard hippotherapy, I thought we were hanging out with hippos today.
It's a common misconception. Hippos is actually the Greek word for horse, so that's where the word comes from. No hippos here, just horses.
So I'm riding a horse today. Am I gonna fall off the horse?
That's really unlikely. This is my friend Dariani.
Hi, I'm Dariani. Nice to meet you. I love your helmet.
Can you give her a high five?
Yeah. Walk me through what it's like having a therapy session here.
Sometimes it looks just like we're teaching these kids how to ride a horse, and that's exactly not what we are doing.
Miss Dariani is gonna walk alongside that horse with us, okay? Do you think she can be our helper? She gonna be our helper?
Thank you.
The movement of the horse promotes and mimics human walking mechanics exactly. And what does that mean? That's a bunch of scientific jargon. So that means when you're sitting on top of a horse, your pelvis experiences the same degrees of motion as if you were walking yourself. For our patients who don't walk with normal mechanics, their pelvis has a chance to learn. And we're working on their goals, our sitting, our standing, our walking. They're manipulating objects.
This hula hoop's getting her arms in the positions I want them to be in, so she's using more of her tummy and back muscles and not relying on her arms to hold her up. Do you need help?
I got it.
You got it? Hop on it.
Oh my gosh.
You got it.
Told you I could do it. Oh, she's moving. We're moving.
When you're up there on that horse, you get over 3,000 balance challenges in just 30 minutes. Could you imagine if I pushed you on a ball right now 3,000 times, how exhausting and fatiguing that might be?
Come on!
It's what the body needs to learn a new skill: repetition, practice.
How did you come across this therapy? Because I'll be honest, I'd never heard about it before today.
When I was teaching up at the University of Southern California, we talk a lot about scientific research. Everything that we do should be really grounded in research. And I learned about hippotherapy being the most effective and the most scientifically based, and I thought, why isn't everybody doing this? Of course, cost is the biggest barrier, and of course, level of expertise with the horses. But knowing that it was so grounded in science, that it actually worked, it actually helps make my patients better, faster, and it's really fun, was kind of a no-brainer.
So I met Leon when he was just 6 months old, and now he's 8 years old. Leon had a little bit of a crooked neck, what we call torticollis, and as we were working with him, it became apparent that there were some other things going on with his development.
So he was 18 months old. He wasn't sitting up yet. He was barely really rolling over. We got on the horse, and within weeks, I came upstairs to get him from his nap, and he was sitting in his crib. And I ran downstairs because I didn't have my camera, and I was like, I have to record this and take a picture. Being on the horse and seeing that happen so quickly, I mean, at this point, I already knew I was in the right place, but this was just another thing.
It totally feels like a family here. So what is it like when the families come?
Really important to me was to create a space where our families felt welcome and they felt a little bit at home. I hope that they feel that from the moment they walk in our front doors and see that our clinical space is not clinical at all. It's very warm.
When you're dealing with having to do therapies on a weekly basis, we come like 2-3 times a week sometimes. They're great with her, but also great with us as family with siblings.
We have a sibling program where the siblings get to come and join in on horse camp and get to do all the things that their brother or sister get to do. And we have our petting zoo animals where the kids get to come and play.
Kids learn by playing. We play, so a lot of times it looks like we're just playing, and sometimes it feels like that too, but they're learning while we do it. We would manipulate their play to promote the function that we need them to improve on.
When we bend over and grab something off the ground, that's the same thing as us doing a squat. I can't tell him, let's do 10 squats, but I can encourage him to pick things up off the ground.
I can't wait till he starts talking. We do speech therapy. We've been doing it since he was 2 years old. I want to know what he's thinking and what makes him so happy. And I know we're getting closer. Every day we're getting closer.
Your smile is amazing, Leon. It is.
So this is a huge property. There's a bunch of animals. How did you start compared to what it is now?
After about 10 years of working on starting a family, it hadn't really happened for my husband and myself, so you think it's not in the cards for me, but there's children who need me, so I'm gonna go for it. The universe really knew exactly what it was doing when that didn't happen for me, because Leaps and Bounds was born. Leaps and Bounds became my baby. And then 3 months into it, my actual baby was on board. So it just always seems to happen that way. And then as a business owner, thinking, wow, I have a fledgling little company. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna walk away from this? No, we're doing both. I rented a little 200 square foot office where I had leftover hand-me-down toys, discarded therapy equipment, and my husband and I, with our own backyard horse, would practice sessions after hours, after our regular jobs, and created a website. That first week of that little website we created, I got my first patient and I was so excited. I thought, oh my gosh, this is so easy. I continued to work my other 2 jobs. I answered the Leaps and Bounds cell phone in my purse on my lunch break at my other jobs, and then I took the payment, took the call, treated the child, called the insurance. I did it all. It was kind of just a one-woman show. After a few months of that, I got another patient, and I thought, wow, I've got 2 kids that I'm helping. So after those first 2 patients, it really wasn't working. There weren't more coming. I needed 6 and there weren't enough, and we were spending money, and I had a baby coming. But when I looked at those patients, it was working for them. How could I not keep going? So I continued to work 70 hours a week, 2 other jobs to pay the bills, and just knew that if we kept going, it would work.
How did you go from, the little office with your own personal horse to this amazing ranch with so many employees?
I'd have to say people. People just helped me along the way. I think they saw my heart and my goal and my mission, and they wanted to help. People started hearing what we were doing. More and more patients came. That community really has rallied around. People see that you want to do some good, and they just offer their help. We moved into the next office next door, and the next office next door, and we kept taking over till we had a whole strip mall and needed to move to a new location. So I actually went to a banker and said, I need to buy a ranch for my business. Well, are you in the business of ranching? No, I'm not in the business of ranching. I'm a physical therapist who uses horses. And the laughs and the slammed phones.
That's a tough sell.
It took that 9th phone call, that 9th banker who said, I have a son with autism and I've seen how he worked with a horse. We're gonna make this happen. And bam, I got a loan, $1 million loan to buy a property.
So why do you do this? What makes you get up every single day?
I think one of my favorite moments was that first patient that came back when we opened this building, and she came to me when I was in a 200 square foot cinder block office with leftover equipment. And she believed in me, and her parents believed in me, and they trusted me to put their child who couldn't hold her head up, who sat in a wheelchair, on a horse. She came with her family to see our new building, and her dad leaned over and whispered, and now the outside is just as beautiful as what has always happened on the inside. And that, what else do you need?
What have you learned that you would tell other parents whose kids also have special needs?
Don't give up. You never know what's gonna happen. Cassie doesn't put labels, she just has goals. And we just keep reaching those goals. One day, he's gonna say something to me.
I believe it. The kids come here and are empowered, but you yourself are empowered too because you're changing thousands of kids' lives, thousands of families' lives.
It often feels a little bit selfish because I feel like I get more than they get from me. And so it just makes you bring your best every day. It just recharges you. You can't come in here and have a bad day. It's no bad days.
You guys, thank you so much for letting me be here and have fun and ride with you guys. I really appreciate it. What happened? Do I go? Come on, don't leave me alone. Whoa, okay. I'm coming.